It's the worst act of violence in history against the US LGBTQ community. 5 years ago, a gunman killed 49 people, 53 more were wounded in the gay nightclub Pulse in Orlando. Amanda Grau only survived because she hid herself under other victims' bodies. Her physical wounds took months to heal. She still has nightmares and wakes up screaming in the arms of her wife. For the first time in 4 years, Amanda returns to the site of the massacre. She was shot on the dance floor when the shooter opened fire and was critically wounded by 4 gunshots. Her good friend, Chris Sanfeliz, was murdered that night.
And I wish I could have done more to save you.
Amanda only survived by hiding under the bodies of other victims. It took a 3-hour hostage situation and gunfight before police shot Omar Martin dead. His motives are unclear to this day. Shortly before the attack, he swore allegiance to the so-called Islamic State.
I remember us crying and screaming and pleading to please, no more, enough is enough. Then we hear a blast. That's when fire and police came in there with EMTs and paramedics and saying that, stated who they were and that we're safe now and that they killed him and that we're safe from him and that they need us to try to get out as quick as we can so they could get us to the hospital. I had to tell them that I can't walk, I can't really move, so I had to drag my body across the bathroom floor.
Jasmine Grau, Amanda's wife, accompanies her to the memorial on the 5th anniversary of the shooting.
I can never, ever forgive him, ever. I know God says you forgive, but you can't forgive a monster like that.
A practicing Christian, she asked the murdered victims what she should do through prayer.
There was a big rainbow, so that was my sign from them saying, do it. Go be an EMT, firefighter, paramedic. Go help people in this world that really need help and try to save their lives. So hopefully something like this or anything else in the world won't happen. Just to be there for them.
Amanda followed through and successfully underwent training as an emergency medical technician.
It gives me a sense of purpose to know that, when I'm out there and I'm helping somebody, whatever the situation is, whether we have to do CPR or somebody that was in an accident or an elderly maybe have fallen, just to know that they see us and they know that we are going to take care of them. It just gives me just a warm feeling inside and just happy that I can help somebody in need.
She has been working with Ivy Brenner for the past year. The shifts are 12 hours long, sometimes longer. They deal with an average of 8 to 10 medical emergencies per day. The tight space in the ambulance have allowed them to get to know each other well.
The best person to talk about it with is somebody who's been through it. If I've seen her interact with trauma patients, she's great. I could see that little twinge, but she's moving through it. I know this job because sometimes, depending on what we go to, sometimes, tragedies, it's like I want to protect her. So, it's hard because I know what she's been through.
you done?
Good. How was your day?
Good. How was yours?
Good.
Her home gives Amanda strength and a feeling of safety. She and Jasmine have known each other for a long time. A year ago they got married and now live with Jasmine's children as a family.
You like it like
But I'm saying yes to you. Flip it 2 times and that's it. I'm telling you, see? I knew what I was talking about.
It makes me feel helpless. Like, I just wish there was something more I could do, especially in times like that when we're on the beach and the fireworks start and it's unexpected because it's daytime or something, and she just starts running and, you know, she's looking for somewhere to go to run from the, you know, gunshot sounds, you know, because that's what it sounds like to her. And I'm chasing her, and we're trying to go somewhere safe, so that she doesn't have to hear that and feel that way, and bring it all back, you know. So
it's like it's flashbacks that I get when that happens. So, but you being there, that's enough for me. That is doing something. So I don't want you to feel like that.
Amanda and her whole family, including her parents and her brother, live in Tampa, an hour and a half by car from Orlando. Amanda always had a good relationship with her parents and her brother, but they have gotten closer since the shooting. That night, they had all celebrated her father's birthday. Afterwards, Amanda wanted to briefly go to the club to dance with her friend Chris. She had been there only half an hour when the horror began. 911 recordings portray people waiting in panic for help to arrive.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Pulse, Orlando.
I need you to stay where you are. I'm going to try to transfer your Orlando Police Department, but we have multiple calls coming in that they're working the shooting out there, okay?
He's still inside.
Who's still inside?
The shooter.
The shooter's inside? What address?
Pulse, Orlando.
Amanda called her mother from her hiding place in a bathroom stall.
The phone rang, and I immediately look at the clock every time the phone rings because my kids. And so if it's late, I panic. So I jumped. I answered the phone, and all I got was, "Mom, I've been shot." I'm like, "Amanda, where are you?" She said, "It was Pulse." I'm like, "Where's Pulse?" She says, "Orlando." I said, "Orlando?" I said, "Amanda, where in Orlando is Pulse? I don't know." "Mom, please call 911. I've been shot." And then I got a dial tone.
Well, my sister's always been the type of person that will just give the shirt off her back. She's always been a very loving, accepting person. I know we joke around about her, but she truly is an awesome person. I don't say that because she's my sister. It's just, you can just see it from her. She always wants to help people. We always make a joke that if she's got $5 in her pocket, she'll give you $10. And so how this changed her, I feel, is that just more of an advocate, more to help people and an understanding of what happened to her, but not let her define her.
I couldn't even imagine losing her. It was rough. I get like this only when I think about it or talk to somebody about it. But for the most part, you know, we're just a happy family, and we're just happy that she's here with us to, you know, continue life.
Brandon Wolf is also a survivor.
There's a lot that has to be done to stop things like Pulse from happening. We have to have a conversation policy-wise about how we treat guns in this country. It is far too easy for dangerous people to get their hands on weapons that are designed to kill as many people as quickly as possible.
Before the attack, Brandon was a manager at Starbucks. Now he's an activist fighting for stronger gun control laws and against anti-LGBTQ discrimination.
What happened at Pulse was not an aberration. It was an inevitability. The ingredients to anti-LGBTQ violence are ever present. They're the same ingredients that show up when a trans kid's head gets slammed into a locker. They're the same ingredients that exist when a black trans woman is gunned down on the street. When I was growing up, church wasn't a safe place for me. School was not a safe place for me. home was not always a safe place for me. And that's true for a lot of LGBTQ people. And for that reason, we carve out these safe spaces like Pulse as sort of lifelines where we can be authentically ourselves without having to be afraid or look over our shoulder first.
Amanda and Brendan are meeting for the first time, exactly 5 years after the massacre.
From all over the world, people were just coming together as a community and just kind of lending their, their shoulders and their hearts, and if we needed help or anything like that, and just trying to be like united. So that was very lovely when the world was doing that.
A recommitment to a world where we can be ourselves unapologetically and do it in honor of the people that were stolen from us.
The great solidarity brought about by the mass shooting in the Pulse Club shouldn't hide the fact that the members of the LGBTQ community have to live with a daily threat. In this same country where, as the president himself has termed it, gun violence is an epidemic.